welcome back to my channel, Lotus of Luz Divina. My name is Diego. We're gonna go ahead and get started on a reading here. Um, Hope everyone's been good. It's Tuesday already, but oh wait, no, it's Monday. What the fuck? I'm like, wait, hold on, yeah, it's Monday. Oh lordy, already feels like a Tuesday. Maybe I just want it to be Thanksgiving already. Which leads me to my actual reading. We're all going to be around family. So I wanted to do a reading for each elemental sign. For fire signs, for fire signs, water signs, air signs, and earth signs. So I wanted to do a reading on what to expect on Thanksgiving. You know, if there's anything that Spirit wants you to be aware of. I know when we're around family, it can be a little chaotic, a little intense. So maybe we can get a little insight as to what to prepare for. What kind of energies are we going to deal with? Okay. So I hope everyone's been good. I got my little incense here. That was, yeah, supposed to be burning. um, yeah, it's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a little hit and miss for me, especially because my family like tends to work, usually during the day because they work like either at a hospital, they have their own little business and stuff like that. So it's kind of very much um, not Thanksgiving like how a lot of people celebrate it personally, but that's okay. We are with family, but with family comes hidden resentments, hidden truths, little petty fights, little arguments. But overall, we're here to have some good food, enjoy the vibes as much as we can without getting into it. So, alrighty. Let me light this up again. I don't know why it's not lighting. So as always, we're divinely protected. No negative energy is allowed in this reading. Any negative energy surrounding this area, surrounding me, any negative energy sent my way will be sent back to its original sender for the good of all and harm to none. Thank you, my guides, my angels, my protectors, for protecting me and everyone around me and everyone who is involved in this reading and the collective. Thank you to your guides as well, who are always sending you downloads, messages. Always keep a lookout for those because they are definitely sending those. Hey, what's up, fire signs? So, as I mentioned, this reading is going to be an insight as to what to expect for Thanksgiving. So that's my Aries suns, my Leo suns, and my Sagittarius suns. Okay. So, what can we expect for Thanksgiving here? What energies will we be dealing with, Spirit? Any insight that we can get will be greatly appreciated. Appreciative is what I meant to say. All right, let's see. Thank you, Spirit, for constantly guiding us down the right path. What message do you have for the fire signs for Thanksgiving? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you can... Woo! Oh, this one flipped. Let's see, what else are fire signs going to be dealing with? Okay. Alrighty. Let me just grab this card that fell. Okay. We have the Prince of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the High Priestess. And I'm going to get a clarifier for each card before we start. Clarifier for the Prince of Swords, please, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Me surround it with the little dragon's blood incense. Thank you. Clarifier for the Five of Cups. Thank you. And then a clarifier for the High Priestess. Oh, thank you. Okay. Let's start. So, the Prince of Swords. Action. Taking action on a message that is meant to be heard. Butterflies could be a sign. Moths even. The word sonogram came up. I don't know why that came up. So maybe somebody's going to be announcing some type of pregnancy or an expectation of some kind. Um, and then we have crows here. Crows. The word rainbow baby came up. I don't know why. I feel like some of you may have been dealing with the loss of an infant, which I'm very sorry about. That must be a very difficult thing to go through. I can only sympathize. I cannot empathize, but this just feels like a sense of hope throughout a time of depression and anger, even. Very much a sense of like holding on to hope. Oh, the phrase holding out for a hero came up in my head. The Prince of Swords tells us that there's a truth that will be told about a loss that you have felt in regards to motherhood, in regards to intuition, in regards to the moon. Um, Very, very rainbow based. So I don't know why the word rainbow baby came up. I feel like some of you will be experiencing, um, I think some type of confirmation that you are expecting. I don't like to really say those kind of things because it's such a big topic and it's such a personal one. So to for a stranger to be saying, "Yeah, you're gonna be having a rainbow baby," like, I don't. Not that I don't feel comfortable saying it, but I proceed with caution. Like rainbow babies popping up in my head. That's just the word that's coming up, and I feel like a loss here that you experienced is gonna be turning around here. I feel like you're definitely fighting through a grievance of some sort or some type of loss, but despite feeling that loss, you're definitely experiencing hope for that as well. It's almost like that there's gonna be the tables are going to be turning for you in your favor in some type of way, and you're kind of holding out for that confirmation. And I feel like this is your confirmation, or I think this is what you're going to experience throughout your Thanksgiving. We have here the Five of Swords. So the Prince of Swords is dealing with mental conflict. So the person who has been dealing with all this mental conflict will be receiving this notification. With the Five of Cups here, and in regards to what loss was given or what loss was experienced, we have the Page of Pentacles, which is the Daughter of Pentacles. Um, when we have pages here, it's kind of giving like a student or someone who hasn't really mastered the ability to take action. So it's almost like immature. And when we come across with who do we think of as immature, we think of children. We think of like people who are very childlike minded. Um, yeah, you know what other movie pops up in my head? Bambi. Um, you know how Bambi lost his mom? Um, was shot and everything, and was unfortunately taken by a hunter, I believe. And yeah, like the sense of losing a parent or a child, but I feel like it's more the loss of a child. Um, I feel like there's gonna be some sort of confirmation that you're gonna be hearing about when you do go through Thanksgiving here this week. With the High Priestess, I feel like you're gonna have to rely on your intuition or your spirit guides to kind of confirm that for you. I don't know if it's gonna be an actual vocalization or it's an actual like news, but I feel like there's gonna be some type of message sent your way that's gonna make you feel like, okay, I'm gonna be a mother. I'm gonna have a child. I'm gonna be a father even. I don't want to exclude any gender here. I'm gonna be a parent. I can feel it in my bones. I could feel it in my intuition. And with the Ace of Cups here, it kind of confirms that. It's very much a sense of a new connection is bound to be born here. Um, Let me get a little clarity on the Daughter of Pentacles. Oh, what did I grab here? Okay. The Four of Pentacles here. I'm gonna leave it to the side. But Four of Pentacles is greed. It's kind of like um, being very much selfish in a way. Um, if you want to say it in a more positive note, saving, like savings, like saving your money for yourself, saving your your belongings, your materials, your possessions, your values to yourself. So that kind of fell. Maybe I just grabbed it wrong, but it fell. So I'm gonna hold that to the side. Clarity on the Daughter of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Thank you. Make sure it's the right way. So we have here the Seven of Wands. Once again with the rainbow. Heavy emphasis on the rainbow. So rainbows are definitely a sign here. So, and then we have here the Hanged Man, the Three of Wands, and the Moon. Once again, yeah, this is very heavily emphasized on motherhood. Seven of Wands is defensiveness, fighting for what yourself or for what you believe in, standing your ground, new perspectives, bringing in that new perspective towards a new and not a new future, but towards the future that you want to build for yourself, to what's driving you, right? And then that's going to be emphasized with the moon, kind of like throughout throughout this moment of defensiveness and having to really believe in the future that you want to build for yourself. It's going to be heavily implied that you have to rely on your own intuition and your own beliefs and your own I think that's it. Like your own intuition is going to be heavily relied upon here to keep you going. Also, like the idea of motherhood is also something that's definitely going to be pushing you. I think it's definitely involving some type of leap of faith is what I want to say. It's gonna be like you're not gonna feel that physical confirmation. I feel it's possible, but I think some of you are not gonna experience it. I think you're just gonna see something, or you may see rainbows confirmations, butterflies as confirmations, crows as confirmations, or crescent moons as confirmations, and it's gonna feel like, oh my god, like this is the confirmation I was looking for. Um the confirmation that spirit is listening to me, that yes, good things are on my way. My rainbow baby for some of you is on my way. My stepping out of the darkness, my hope isn't based on delusion. It's very much, it's like it's very possible for what I'm hoping for, and spirit confirmed that what I'm hoping for, despite it feeling like lonely or almost like having to stand my ground and defend myself against people because of what I hope for, it's confirmed that it is possible and it is going to happen for me. So very much a sense of like intuition will be heavily relied upon here, but also this intuition is gonna feel very how do I say it? I don't want to say chaotic, but it'll feel very abrupt, and it'll hit you very strongly to the point where you can't deny it. Let me get a little clarity on Four of Pentacles. Oh, why are they flying like that? They don't really fly like that. Hold on. Hold on. Daughter of Cups. Sorry. Maybe some of you lost a daughter, or maybe some of you are hoping for a daughter in this new future. Also, Page of Cups tells us that these values and these possessions and these beliefs that you're holding so dear to yourself are very heavily relied upon uh, uh, nur- um, an inner child that needs nurturing, is what I'm hearing. It's very much a sense of like, it may feel childlike, or it may feel like delusional, or like a fantasy of a child for what you're holding on to. It may feel like a little kid believing in Santa Claus, or a little girl wanting to grow up to be a Disney princess. It feels very immature and ungrounded even, but I feel like despite you keeping it to yourself, it's very much intact for a reason, and it's very much possible with all the right moving pieces being able to move being moved around. um yes, so I think I'm gonna end it at that. Basically, look out for confirmations on a loss that you've experienced, that you will be stepping out of that loss. Let me see. Can I get one more card for this to end this reading? Another card. Thank you. Yeah, so justice for your pain, and justice for your loss, and for your heartbreak and your grief. Very much a sense of justice for any back betrayals or backstabbings that you have felt deeply in your core and in your heart, will be transformed into a sense of justice for you and your future and your life. I think you will have to take action as to make it a possibility for it to be justified. But there's this universal influence of justice being on your side, and you pushing yourself to really defend yourself when you know that what you deserve is to be fairly treated, fairly given the right to a happy life. Um, the Ten of Swords tells us betrayals. I'm getting this feeling of like shock, like electroshock therapy. You know, like when someone shocks you and you just go "Ugh," like, and it's just hitting you and hitting you. And it's just so hard and intense. I feel like this is how it's gonna feel. Like that pain will be justified in some type of way, or that confirmation will hit you like that, very much like a shock to your body. um that's why I was saying, I don't want to say chaotic, because I was saying that, but I was like, no, it's very abrupt and sudden and very, very strong, this confirmation and this justice that is headed your way. Okay, so I'll leave it at that, and I hope the message resonated. This was very specific, so I hope the message resonated. I'm very surprised by this reading. I'm gonna be real honest. I'm just thinking, I'm like, I did not expect this. But if this is resonates with you, I'm very much happy to send you the message. If it doesn't, then this is probably not your reading, and that's okay. Um, but definitely a sense of motherhood or parenthood being involved here, intuition, and a sign or confirmation or a message is headed your way. Okay, so I'll leave it at that, and take care, and thank you for watching. What's up, you guys? Welcome, my air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I hope everyone is going to have a great Thanksgiving. This reading will be focused on Thanksgiving and what are you going to expect, or things that can come up during this Thanksgiving of 2025. So I hope everyone has been good. I know it's Monday, so the week just started, but we'll see how the rest of the week goes. Let's see what our spirit guides want to tell us about what to expect on this Thanksgiving, okay? So that's Gemini, like I mentioned, Libra, and Aquarius. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, what can the air signs expect for this Thanksgiving, spirit? Whoa. I feel like that was... It's meant to come out, it'll come out. Nine of Swords reversed. I feel like I'm not being able to shuffle. Like, let me make sure these are actually upright. The Three of Pentacles. The Moon and the High Priestess. Kind of crazy. Okay. And the Six of Cups. Alrighty. So with the Nine of Swords here reverse, it's feeling stuck in your own thoughts. Even almost like you can't step out of your own anxieties and your own restlessness. But with the Three of Pentacles followed by that, I feel like the anxiety that's being caused by this is this lack of teamwork or this lack of communication or unity with certain people in your life. With the Moon here and the High Priestess, this is definitely giving motherhood. Maybe you're not in well communications with your mother for this Thanksgiving, or a motherly figure or someone who you consider as someone very wise and intuitive. Take that as it resonates. Overall, I think what you're hoping to deal with this Thanksgiving, or what you may deal with, is a sense of like harmony and nostalgia with this person. I feel like Spirit is saying that this might be a turning point for you guys, for you and this person. I feel like, or even certain people who give you that energy of them being very intuitive or very maternal. I feel like there's a turning point here of like, even despite all these negative feelings or this lack of cohesive communication or support from each other, there's still this sense of nostalgia and history that grounds you in this connection, or in this bond. But I want to get clarified for that. I feel like your nostalgia is key here to unlocking or reminding yourself as to why you got along with these people in the first place. Clarity on the Nine of Swords, please. Thank you. The Three of Cups. Threes. I'm getting 369, 693, 963, those type of numbers. It's almost like you're stuck in the anxieties of the celebrations that you used to have with these people. You're stuck in the past memories that where everything was good and dandy. Everything was cohesive and flowed well, and there was no problems, and there was always good times, good times, good times. It's like these are people who brought warmth to you and brought calmness to you. Clarity for the Three of Pentacles. So you're gonna be dealing with that this Thanksgiving. With the Eight of Cups here, yeah, the Three of Pentacles and loss. So very much a sense of stepping away or moving on from this teamwork, from this work that you really did with these people. It's like these were people that you were able to really rely upon or really consider yourself someone who will support you or someone who you would support. And there's the connection or the bond is broken, so there's a sense of loss now that is kind of corrupting this team now, this teamwork, this group of people. I'm getting three people, so it could be you and two more people, or three or more people and four in total, but I'm getting more you and two other people. The Moon, clarifier for the Moon. I know I'm like licking my fingers, but it's because they get stuck. So with the moon here, we have the Six of Wands clarified. The Six of Wands clarifying the moon. You're looking for for an answer to victory. You're looking for an answer towards overcoming the obstacles and the hurdles that you have emotionally been feeling. It's almost like you're looking for a sign as to how to find the right path towards moving on from this loss or hurt or pain. Energy for clarifier for the High Priestess. Thank you. The Father of Swords. I think speaking your mind and being honest with everyone as to how you actually let me get one more clarifier because one more clarifier for the High Priestess. Yeah, okay. So this is a father figure. So you have to trust. You may be getting an answer in this Thanksgiving from a father figure. So whether that's a grandfather or your own father or an uncle who is a father, like the sense of like there's somebody around you who has the wisdom and intuition and the message that you need to hear in order to really find the answer to this issue that you're dealing with these people. Um, I don't know if the actual father figure is the person that you're having issues with. That could be possible, but I don't think so. I feel like this person is somebody separate. Um, this person could smoke, or I don't know why. I know it's a tongue, but it looks like a cigarette. Or this is somebody who may have a bit of a scowl on their face. So they look very serious. Maybe this is somebody who you wouldn't really approach, but maybe this is somebody who you need to approach in order to hear what logically and practically what you need to do in order to overcome without the emotions tied to everything. Clarity on the Six of Cups, please. Justice and Ace of Wands. Yes. So like I said, there is hope here. I feel like the answer is the nostalgia that you all share, the memories and the roots as to where you guys that you guys have built upon. Like I feel like there's an answer there to overcoming these hurdles and going towards a path of peace and harmony. And with the Justice here and the Ace of Wands, I feel like all three of you need to hear each other out as to what is fair for each other and what has caused this rift between you and this lack of unity or harmony, and how we can all three of us fix that by all three of us listening to each other. I feel like that's definitely a key thing here. It's like I have things to say and I know you have things to say and know this person has things to say. So how do we all do it for us to be able to really take in the accountability where we all went wrong as well and what we all can do in order to move on and create this unity again of three. With the Ace of Wands here following that, it's very much a sense of like a new sense of hope and a new beginning for a new motivation and creativity and drive and passion will be reignited once this is figured out. I feel like this one's pretty simple, honestly. Pretty straightforward. The other ones were a little trickier. Can I get one more card for this reading, Spirit? One final card as to what Thanksgiving will be like for the air signs. Thank you. Nine of Cups. Self-satisfaction. Feeling satisfied with the work that you've done. Feeling satisfied with the connections and the bonds that you have with certain people. I feel like you're gonna feel happy with how things turn out. Clarity on the Nine of Cups, please. But what exactly are you gonna be happy about? Okay, if they're meant to come out, they'll come out. Okay. Why do they feel like they're getting stuck? Okay. Nine of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles, the Daughter of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Sun. So overall, the key to your own self satisfaction and your own happiness with this situation is gonna involve um, harmony, unity, and support with everyone involved here, and that includes being able to manage your anger, your irritation, and being able to accept the fact that you don't know how to handle your your inner fire. It can get out of control. It can be too much. It can be overbearing. So having to learn to put in the work to deal with that inner fire and that inner passion that you have so strongly, and how to deal with it and be able to weave that in a very cohesive manner with everyone around you, because I feel like that can get out of control, and because it gets out of control it can be overbearing. And I think once you become aware of how to do that, it'll bring a lot of enlightenment and a lot of truth and a lot of peace and a lot of warmth to this connection, to these people, to your group, your support system, the people you're surrounding yourself with. Very much a sense of like, I gotta accept my faults too, despite me thinking how great of a person I am and how flawless I can be. There are things that I need to work on, and that one thing could be my desire for control, or my manipulative ways. Even I'm getting the sense of like you manipulating situations for them to turn out in your favor rather than being upfront about things that you want. That will be a big key to your emotional growth as well. We have the Daughter of Cups here, which is also the Page of Cups. Daughter. I think you're on the path to growth, but I think you just needed a bit of like a reality check. Like, despite you being on the path to growth, doesn't mean that people have to deal with the negative side, or the consequences of you not being able to handle your emotions and your rage and your drive and your passion. So it's your responsibility to be able to manage those in a more self-sufficient manner without you taking it out on other people, is what I'm getting. And that's gonna putting in that work for yourself is gonna make you a very, very strong leader and a very strong person in being able to weave all these things together to create a very strong bond and a very strong, um I don't want to say support system. A strong web is what I want to say. But a web of what? A web of self-sufficiency, I guess you can say. Not having to rely on others to keep you going. Or no, actually no. Not having to rely on others to take out, no. How do I say it? Not having to rely on others in order for you to take out your anger and your resentment and your emotional outbursts on them. There we go. It's kind of like you have strong emotions, you have strong passions. Doesn't mean you get to take it out on other people simply because we're working together. It doesn't work that way. It's like you got to find your own way to deal with all that stuff. All right. I'll end it there. However, things will turn out in your favor if you are open to listening to other people's perspectives, and even approaching people who may have the answers but you may not feel very connected to. So I feel like you may have to be okay with hearing other people's sides who aren't as emotionally attached to the situation, to hear the harsh, real truth of the reality of the situation. And there's your answer as to bringing harmony and peace with all these people. Yeah. All right. I'm getting here in this reading. I'm getting you're the problem. You're not the only problem, but you're the problem that has caused a big rift here. But it's almost like two people were tired of you, is what I'm getting. But you knew they brought a lot of support and a lot of good benefits and a lot of good teamwork. Maybe you took advantage of that a little bit. I don't know, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope the message resonated, and I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving, and I hope this issue is resolved for you. So take care, have a fun Thanksgiving, and I'll see you soon. What is up, you guys? We're going to be doing a reading here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Earth signs. This is a reading that will be for you on what to expect on Thanksgiving. What type of energies will you be dealing with, or what type of energies will you be having to put up with, I guess you can say, which is the same thing as dealing with. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. Okay. Alrighty. So Taurus suns, Virgo suns, and Capricorn suns. Let's see what energies Spirit is telling you that you're going to deal with, or how it's going to turn out for your Thanksgiving this year. All right, Spirit guides, thank you. Oh, that was fast. I'm crying. Somebody crying outside. Oh. Let's get one more. Taurus suns, Virgo suns, Capricorn suns. Ah, the sun. That is funny. Alrighty. So now that I have these cards, I want to get a little clarity on what each card will be for. Bruh, I cannot talk. What each card will need clarifying on. Clarity on the King of Wands, please. Maybe some of you are feeling very I feel like I'm losing my mind. Why can't I speak? Okay. Clarity on the Two of Wands, please. Clarity on the Emperor, thank you. And then clarity on the Sun, thank you. Okay. Alrighty. So King of Wands, the master of ambition, drive, action, and order, leadership. The master of pleasure, I would even say. Very much Leo energy here, so I feel like if you have any Leo placements in your chart, or heavy anything that happened during Leo season, maybe this will apply to you as well. But because we have the King of Wands, we have lions here, and then we have the Sun here, and that's another lion, and then we have another cougar here, or a mountain lion, or a tiger. Let me slow down. What's up with me? A lion here. Yes, very much aggression is what I'm feeling. It's also what I'm experiencing, the sense of like hierarchy and royalty, like respect to those who deserve to be respected, and also respect to those who have earned their title, or who are above you. What that means, I don't know, but we're gonna get into it. King of Wands to the Two of Wands. There's a sense of pushing yourself towards the plans that you have constantly been hoping for. Pushing yourself towards the plans and the future and the enlightenment and the truth that you feel is divinely fated for you. It's almost like you're pushing yourself to like, I'm meant to be this person of success. I'm meant to be someone in power. I'm meant to be someone who is ambitious and driven and constantly seen as a leader and someone who is looked at with pride. And I feel like your ambition is definitely very set on that. Especially with we have the fire here, and then we have these two. I feel like these are eyes, laser focused to the sun, and the sun is here. So, and then we have the emperor here. It's like you're very much gonna be dealing with people who are gonna try to put you in your place, and you're gonna deal with people who are gonna try to humble you. But you know deep down that despite how many people try to humble you, you're gonna come out strong, and you're gonna come out as someone with power, with you're gonna come off as a threat, is what I'm hearing. You're gonna come off as someone who isn't someone to be messed with so jokingly. It's like there's a sense of power within you that is very much gonna come across as very strong and aggressive. Not necessarily in a negative way, but very much like you're gonna be taken seriously is what I wanna say. Let me clarify on the King of Wands. We have the Four of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Look, we have another sun here. Boredom, apathy, lack of motivation, lack of drive, lack of action towards your meditation, towards your inner truths, towards your restlessness, towards your meditations in general overall. With the Ace of Swords following that, it's like you're transforming from a person who is very much going from no longer dealing with the boredom and the lack of drive, and no longer thinking about it and thinking about how much you know you should be doing. Now it's going to be time to start learning, and time to start taking action towards the truth as to who you are meant to be as the King of Wands, as someone who is very much aware of how much truth matters to you, how much truth can make or break someone. You're trying to find your inner truth to really push you and create this foundation for you to push forward, is what I'm getting. 444 especially, we have 4 here and 4 here, and then 4 here for the Emperor. Very much a sense of protection and stability. So that's basically what you're going to be dealing with. I think overall, you're also going to be dealing with people who are going to try to keep you in that state of mind as someone who never did anything, as someone who never really pushed themselves out of their mind, pushed themselves out of their hopes and dreams, and actually did something. I feel like you're going to be dealing with someone who's going to try to tell you the truth as to you are somebody who didn't make anything of themselves, or you are somebody who is not as great of a person as they say they are, right? But to you, it's like you have this inner truth that tells you, no, I know who I am, and you're standing very strong on that ground. Then we have here the Son of Cups for the Two of Wands, clarifying the Son of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Six of Wands. So that's victory, that's celebration, and that's Page of Cups. So despite how negative the first card was with its clarifiers, and how deep within there's this inner turmoil that you're finally coming to accept and finally coming to push forward towards, you're definitely gonna be celebrated, even if it's just yourself. There's a sense of celebration coming through as to like, finally here's action that I have been wanting to take, and here's action that I'm going to prove to everyone around me that I have what it takes, and I have the willpower, and I have the what it takes to celebrate my victories as to what my hopes and dreams are going to look like and how they will manifest into a reality for myself. The Son of Cups tells us basically, um, it's like taking action towards emotional connections or towards what's emotionally driving you within. Um, I don't know why I'm getting Black Swan with this, but Black Swan could be either the movie or like a Black Swan in general could be a confirmation. But there's a sense of like celebration and victory with those who have been actually supporting you and have actually put their beliefs and have actually told you you can do this. So I feel like people around you during Thanksgiving will definitely be very much like look for the right people who are actually going to push you and congratulate you as to you making a decision to actually taking action to actually take action towards the future that you want. And then with the Emperor here, um, we have the Mother of Wands, and that's the Queen of Wands. So I feel like a Queen of Wands. So someone around you who can be very much very vocally comfortable in speaking their mind, or someone who is very much comfortable being ambitious and driven and being seen as someone as like even menacing a little bit. So I don't want to say a feminine energy, but an energy of a person who is very much comfortable doing whatever it takes to get on top, and get what they want. So with the Mother of Wands here, clarifying the Emperor, I think you are going to be dealing with an energy or a person who is going to be very much comfortable, who is going to be very comfortable, kind of, I don't want to say pushing you, that doesn't feel right, but they will be a big part of the reason as to why you are choosing to become an emperor, either because they have been vocally against you and very comfortable being against you, or they are very supportive of you. I feel like it goes both ways. So maybe there's two energies that you're going to deal with in that sense of like, here's one person who's going to be very comfortable in speaking negatively about you, and here's another person who's going to be very comfortable motivating you and pushing you and telling you to go for it and just do whatever it takes to be on top and be the one in control and be the one in power. um so I'm getting both sides. Let me get a little clarifier for the Mother of Wands, please, just to see what exactly. The Son of Swords. So I think this could be a motherly figure or like an aunt. Someone who's elderly than you, who's older than you, and someone who sees you as someone with a lot of intelligence, despite them seeing you as someone beneath them. They still think you are someone who is very intelligent. Um, Someone who can wield this sort of intelligence pretty quickly and pretty swiftly, but to them it's like, but they're no match for me. Someone who sees you as beneath them, I think in general, that's confirmation, but knows that you have what it takes to become someone very powerful. With the Sun here clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, I think what's driving you towards this future is stability, financial prosperity, abundance, a future of pure money flowing in without a fear of instability, a fear of a lack of not having enough. I think you're very driven by a future where you will never know what it's like to be cold and homeless and without food and without any type of lack. To you, it's like abundance will be everywhere. That's the future that I want, and that's what's really driving you from a practical, tangible, physical perspective of having a home, having food, having money, having transportation, having a job, like having a family, like very much comfortable. Like I'm gonna have what I want, and what I want is stability and a future that I'm proud of. Yeah. So I think overall on this Thanksgiving, I'm gonna end it with one more card. What's the final card for this Thanksgiving energy for the collective? For Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Wheel of Fortune. Luck is on your side. The universe is definitely pulling strings behind the scenes that will push you towards, that will open up opportunities that will allow you to push yourself to continue doing those things. But you actually have to do it. You can't just listen to a reading and be like, oh, well, it's going to happen no matter what. No. You have to do it yourself, and you have to take those opportunities and take advantage. So opportunities will definitely pop up for you. And I feel like when those opportunities pop up, you will feel like it's divinely guided, or it's almost like, oh my God, it's meant to be. So yeah, I think that's what you're going to be doing with this Thanksgiving. I hope it resonated, and I hope it made sense. As you can see, I'm like pulling cards and taking the message as I go. So, but that's my reading for today for Thanksgiving. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's okay. And I hope you have a good Thanksgiving and take care. What's up, my water signs, my Cancers, my Scorpio, and my Pisces? How y'all doing? So this reading is going to be on Thanksgiving and what energies you're going to be dealing with on this Thanksgiving of the year 2025. I am a Scorpio, so I feel like this might apply to me as well, but we'll see what the message comes, and what message comes out is what I mean to say, and we'll go from there. So I want to start off with this deck. Just want to make sure that's shuffled and that's recording. So let's start with my guides, my angels, my protectors. What message do you have for water signs, Scorpios, Pisces, and Cancers as to what to expect on this Thanksgiving of the year 2025? Thank you. Oh, not a good start. Let's see. Oh. Alrighty. Heavy air sign energy. So we have the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords and the Princess of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Alrighty, now let's get some clarity on each card. So clarity on Three of Swords, please. It's meant to come out, it'll come out. Thank you. Clarity on the Two of Swords. Clarity on the Princess of Pentacles. Whoa. Okay. And then clarity on the Knight of Swords. Ooh, two backwards. Alrighty. So, the Three of Swords, as we all know, not the best card. Heartbreak, grief. But the Two of Swords followed by that and the Princess of Pentacles tells us that there will be a choice that will have to be made as far as your grief and as far as any heartbreaks that you've gone through. Throughout this Thanksgiving, you're going to be dealing with facing your grief and having to make a decision to either overcome it or succumb to it. Princess of Pentacles tells us that there's a sense of hope that is surrounding you. Maybe even tangibly or physically. Maybe there's like an opportunity that has been taken quite a while to get to you, or maybe like a financial opportunity that you don't know what to do with. There's a sense of dealing with. I feel like you might deal with someone either being pregnant or deal with someone who is very much looking to be a parent, because this is very, very much speaking to me. Somebody has parenthood on their mind, or you may get some news that someone wants to be a parent. Either you may be revealing that to somebody, or you will be hearing that in general. And with the Knight of Swords here, that's just a message or taking action as to the message that will be there. Um, Overall, I'm getting like two mixed feelings. It's like this feels like its own separate reading, and this feels like its own separate reading. But if I'm going to combine them, I'm going to say the grief that you're experiencing or have experienced will finally have to be kind of dealt with. And how you deal with it will involve the sense of hope as to what to look forward to in your future or in your life in general, and what you can put that grief and how you can put that grief to use in order to better your environment around you, how to see the beauty in your environment again. And then with the Knight of Swords here, I feel like there's going to be a sense of a message. Look, this light here represents this, in my opinion. It's like there's going to be some type of message about a pregnancy or about someone wanting to be a parent. I have a feeling, I don't know why. And then the swan here, like I just very much motherly energy. Um, or a grief that you have been experiencing is gonna make it maybe force you to deal with that grief because of this news that's gonna be coming towards you, where it's gonna be like, oh my god, like I've been feeling so down, so low, I've been so sad. Like now, this beautiful gift that is being given to me, now I have to face this grief and I have to overcome it for the better of my future, is what I'm getting. So we got clarifiers for a reason. The Three of Swords here, High Priestess is intuition. So either you may have you may have felt betrayed as Lordy, sorry about that. You may have felt betrayed by your own intuition, or your intuition has led you astray, so you may be feeling spiritually broken, almost to the point like you don't know whether to trust the universe because it's felt like it's kind of backstabbed you quite a bit. With the Two of Swords here, we have the Father of Pentacles, so I feel like there's gonna be a decision having to involving a father figure or an elderly dominant energy that is very much grounded and very financially abundant or very money focused. So has money on their mind, or is very much grounded to the point of only being practical and not really dealing with an entire reality of spiritualism or stuff like that. So I feel like you're gonna have to make a decision as far as that involves this person. I feel like they're just gonna be a part of the decision, but then I'm also getting the sense of like, is this somebody who I really want to be with, or is this somebody who I really want to deal with in this from now on? Um, is this person somebody who can either bring me to reality in the way I need them to be, or are they denying my spiritual grief simply because they just don't believe in it? I get this feeling of like intuition is a heavy part of this, like your ability to believe in the spiritual realm and spiritualism, and it's affected by this person who is very grounded and doesn't really believe in it that much, or just doesn't rely on it to go about their day or go about life in general. Let me get a clarity on the Father of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Thank you. We have the Hermit reversed. Yeah, so this is somebody who isn't very introspective. This is somebody who is very much like what life is about. It's just about being financially stable and getting your money and being able to provide for whatever you need, and that's it. Like there's no need to be thinking about your spirit or religion, or they may be religious, but they're not really they don't have a lot of faith, I guess you can say, despite being religious. This is just a provider who is very much comfortable in denying any spiritualistic perspectives because it just doesn't apply to them. They feel like it's a waste of time. So there's a sense of introspection that is missing from this person who doesn't look within, while you're somebody who looks within a lot. So I feel like maybe you've been dealing with that type of grief of like maybe deciding to let this person go, or maybe you're thinking about like, how do I continue my future with this person when I feel so denied, so neglected, so invalidated is what I'm getting. Moving on to the Prince of Pentacles, we have here the Nine of Swords, the Son of Wands, the the Nine of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. So, Nine of Swords, feeling stuck, feeling restless, anxious. Then we have here the Son of Wands. Page of Wands is having a fire within you, a drive that you don't know what to deal with. And then we have here the Nine of Wands as well, which is a test of faith. And then we have the Ace of Swords here, which is truth being revealed, or a new truth, or a new perspective being provided, or being thrust upon your mind, I guess you can say. And with the Page of Pentacles here, this is a sense of not knowing what to do, being unsure as to how to handle all this responsibility, and how to handle all this anxiety and all this stress and all this faithlessness. It's very much a sense of like, what do I do to keep moving forward when everything I'm believing in and everything that's keeping me grounded isn't doing its job. And I feel like there's this a new birth, either of an idea on how to keep moving forward, or an actual child is what I'm getting. Then we have here the Knight of Swords as a clarifier. We have the Father of Cups reversed, and then the Daughter of Cups reversed. A sense of stagnancy is definitely applied here. Feeling stuck, feeling unsure as to what truths and what revelations will even like. Oh, I just got stuck. Sorry. Truths, Father of Cups, Daughter of Cups. I feel like this is a father figure that you're dealing with. Like, this is a father, like a severing or the cutting of an emotional bond between a daughter and a father is what I'm getting. It's like, I think the truth is that you letting go of somebody who has been a provider for you, or has constantly been there for you in support of you financially, or making sure that you're always okay physically. Like, do you need anything? Do you need money? Do you need this? While they may have been there supporting you, this is somebody who has not been there to be able to support you spiritually or emotionally. I feel like the truth that will be revealed is that the Father of Cups and the Daughter of Cups will not be in a cohesive arrangement or a cohesive relationship anymore, and I feel like that's also bringing you some type of grief as well. Another clarifier for the Knight of Swords, please. Thank you. The Three of Cups. Oh, celebration. And I feel like this is something to be celebrated. I think this truth will be celebrated, and it will be there will be a sense of light in the darkness that you will be experiencing. A sense of like, despite how sad you may feel, knowing that the connection with your father or with the elderly male figure in your life isn't as strong as you wish it could be, there's something to celebrate in speaking your truth and speaking your mind, because when you do that, you will find the right people who will celebrate with you. You'll find the right people who will surround you with support and joy, and lift you up. And I think that's the hard part, is actually having to realize that the people who have been there for you are not actually there for you in the way that you need them, because you've grown. You've outgrown these past ideologies, these past beliefs, these past mentalities, perspectives that just don't apply to you anymore. So you growing means sometimes letting go of certain people who will no longer be there to I don't want to say they won't be there anymore, but they're not going to be as important as they are to you now, because you need to really step into this future of yourself, and putting yourself first might lead to letting some people go behind, letting some people go and leaving them behind. Ugh. Clarity on the Father of Cups. Ooh. Oh yes, look, the Emperor and the Five of Cups, losing losing the provider, losing the leader, losing and moving on from the person who has always protected you. And clarity on the Daughter of Cups. On to new beginnings, a new path forged by your hopes, towards investing towards your future by putting in the right seeds to grow into fruition for your future. Very much a sense of like, now I gotta put me first, like that type of energy. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me end it with one last card. One final card for this reading, Spirit. Thank you. So, the Ten of Pentacles. Overall, the goal here is to focus on your financial stability. This is gonna require, like I said, letting go of some people. I just realized it stopped. Oh my god. Okay. I forgot where I left off, but basically I got a clarifier for the Father of Cups reverse, which is the Emperor, and the Five of Cups, which is the losing of a leader, the loss of a, not actual death, but the loss of a connection with someone who provided for you, someone who led you, someone who protected you. And then we have the Daughter of Cups reversed, and the clarifier for that was a new path that will be forged by you, by your hopes and your dreams. And then the Seven of Pentacles being like, that will require investments in time and energy. So having to put yourself first for now. And then with the Ten of Pentacles ending this reading, it's basically saying like, okay, we did what we could. We've grown as much as we could with who we have now. Now it's time to really put yourself to the test and put yourself first. And by doing that, you're gonna really have to solidify what you want in your future, and whoever is in support of that will follow you, and whoever isn't will fall behind. And I feel like you may feel like the father figure or the protector or the provider in this connection, or in this reading, will not follow you, and it feels like a sense of loss and grief. Overall, I'll just end it there, but Spirit does want you to push yourself and really speak your truth. Overall, a bit of I don't want to say wild reading, but unexpected reading, I guess you can say. And I hope it resonates, and I hope everything works out well for you, and I hope this Thanksgiving isn't as crazy as this may seem to be. Sometimes it could be just a disagreement of some sort, and realizing that the disagreement is just not going to be solved. Doesn't have to be something really that revolutionary, but it is possible that it can happen. So I'll leave it at that. I hope the message resonated. Have a good Thanksgiving and take care.